This is a very special day. We are all gathered, and we are welcoming our swimming champion, the new IOC president. She is a legend from our sport. She is part of our aquatic family. Kirsty, we are so proud of everything that you have achieved. We are really looking forward to working with you over the next 8 years. Many congratulations and thank you so much for joining us today. And to President Dr. Bach, you have been such a great friend and supporter of our sport over the past 12 years. You led the IOC with wisdom and integrity and have left an exceptional legacy. Thank you for everything, Dr. Bach. I am very happy that the President and the Honorary President of the IOC are here with us on a day when we can celebrate our achievement. And one of our biggest achievements, 206 nation competing here in Singapore. And I am also happy for the return of Mexico. After 7 years, difficult years for the athletes in Mexico, we now have a Mexican aquatic in place with the support for our champion, the Minister of the Sport of Mexico in diving, and the National Olympic Committee also from our sport. Thank you again for coming, and enjoy your day and the rest of the competition in Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. Good morning. I'm James Pearce. It's my honor to be emceeing the first part of this Congress today. Before we get into all the other proceedings, I've got a couple of housekeeping notes for you. First is the translation kit, which you will see in front of you. For those who need translation there, you can see on the screen the different channels which are there for you. You will also see in front of you some QR codes. That QR code is there, which has lots of other background information about some of what is being discussed today. So when you get a moment, if you click on the QR code in front of you, it should give you a lot of other information. And before we get into the main body of this Congress, so let's have a look back on what's already been happening in wonderful Singapore over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, by dark.
Thank you. Our dear friend Romani Kotoa, he passed away 2 days ago. He is one of the best supporter in Oceania and also in the Bureau. I would like to request everybody, if it's able, to stand 1 minute of silence. Thank you. Also, we have a quorum registered here, 180 National Federation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. So, we have a very special moment to start this Congress now, because we have the presentation of an award. This is going to be the World Aquatics Merit Award. Before I tell you a bit about the recipient, let me tell you about the award and why this award is normally given. It is an honorary distinction that recognizes a long-term commitment and exceptional service to world aquatics or to the global advancement of aquatic sports. Nominations for such awards shall be made by the President following consultation with and confirmation by the Bureau. Today is a notable day for many reasons, but one of them is that we see the retirement, the stepping down of someone who's been with us for many decades. That is the first Vice President of World Aquatics. He's someone that every person in this room will know. He's been a Bureau member since 1996, first Vice President since 2001. But of course, much more than just the commitment he's given to our great sport, he has to the wider Olympic movement, and in particular to his country of South Africa, where he played a major role in the breaking down of apartheid. You will, of course, know who I'm talking about. Before we invite a special guest to present him with the award, let's have a look at some of the career of Sam Ransamy. So please, before we invite Sam to the stage, give a very warm welcome to the Honorary President of the IOC, Dr. Thomas Bach. I can see Sam already making his way to the stage. But Sam, before we give you, if you wait there a moment, Sam, we'll give you a big round of applause and a proper introduction in a moment. If you just wait there for a moment, Sam, because you deserve a very big round of applause as you enter the stage. But first, we're going to talk about you. Dr. Bach, why is the man standing alongside you so special?
How long time do you have to explain why Sam is so special? Could take half a day. I think the most special about him is that he is passionate for sport. He is passionate for the athletes. He is passionate for humanity, and he is a great friend. And a great friend, I think, of all of you and of all of us. If you consider his life, not only in sport, but all his life, then you will see, even if it may not look like, but he's a real giant. He's a giant in life. He's a giant who has done a lot, not only for his country, and as you have been mentioning, James, against apartheid and bringing South Africa and South African sport back to a world sport. But there is much more behind, because you can fight against apartheid. You can be successful in this fight, but you can do it in different ways. And what makes Sam so special is he always did it in a human way. For him, it was, yes, it was a question of a system, of an inhuman, not acceptable system. But he was, if I may say so, not fighting against the system. He was fighting for the people and for human beings, and then for the athletes. And in the same way, then he was always fighting for your sport. And you're a great guy, and you're a great friend, Sam, and I think nobody deserves this distinction of merit more than you do, and it's really a great, great honor for me to have been asked by Captain Hussein to present you this order of merit here today. Thank you for everything you have been doing for the athletes, for sport, for humanity, and for swimming. Thank you, my dear friend.
Please give a very warm welcome to the stage to Sam Ramsamy. Yes. We'll take some photographs in a moment, but Sam, I can see in your face how much this means to you.
Thank you very much, Jamie. As I mentioned to Thomas Bach, the honor has again been, wouldn't say exaggerated, but again heightened, that it's being presented to me by Thomas Bach, with whom we've had a very, very long association, long before both of us joined the IOC as members. And that, again, was to me a great honor. Thank you very much, Thomas. Thing is, people rumored to me something was going to happen. And I wasn't too certain to accept what the rumor is saying. So as a result, I can only say how honored I feel, how privileged I feel, and most importantly, how important this was for me, because Captain Hussein and I joined the Bureau together in 1996 in Atlanta during the Olympic Games. And of course, Captain Hussein, as I mentioned yesterday's function, we had a relationship long before we became Bureau members. And this indicates, the association I've had with people in sport, in human rights, and other activities. And of course, we also have President Kirsty Coventry here, with whom we've also had wonderful interactions in the past. Thank you, Kirsty. And of course, she comes from a neighboring country, but we are all part of Southern Africa. And this again is a great honor for me that Kirsty is present here for this wonderful occasion. Too much to say, too many people to thank, and if I continued, you'll probably go home tomorrow morning. Thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you, Captain Hussein.
I will let you just pose for a couple of photographs together, and then we'll bring Captain Hussein in for some photographs too. Thank you very much. From the IOC's honorary president to the current president, as Captain Hussein has said, this is a very special day for World Aquatics because it's the first time that we have a champion swimmer attending as an IOC president. Of course, that means so much to this federation. In a moment, we're going to hear from Kirsty Coventry, but first, again, a short video.
World record holder, Kirsty Coventry of Zimbabwe in lane 4.
Overtaking the world record holder, and it will be goal!
Kirsty Coventry is in control. Kirsty Coventry certainly is the queen of the 200 back at the moment. Kirsty Coventry is the world record holder. She's the Olympic champion.
As elected as the 10th president of the International Olympic Committee, Mrs. Kirsty Coventry.
This is an extraordinary moment. As a 9-year-old girl, I never thought that I would be standing up here one day, getting to give back to this incredible movement of ours.
It's a movement that has been a part of my life for so long.
I will lead this organization with so much pride, with the values at the core, and I will make all of you very, very proud. Thank you, and good morning. First, let me say a few words about Mr. Ransamy. Sam, my dear friend, I remember meeting for the first time in Durban, in your home, and I had just qualified for my very first Olympic Games in Sydney. And you always made me feel not just like an athlete, but a person. And I can still remember when you and Frankie Fredericks called me and told me about the IOC Athletes Commission and how I should get involved and continue my journey in the Olympic movement. I appreciate all of that wisdom that you shared with me then and still share with me today. I know that we have achieved many different things, but I'm really proud of you. Africa is proud of you. You have made the African continent an incredible force in this movement. So thank you to everything that you have done for us as the African continent. You have united us. You have always made us feel as one, and that is extremely unique. So thank you, Sam. And to your beautiful wife who has stood by you that entire time, we want to pay homage to her as well. Thank you, Helga. It's really an incredible moment for me to be back with the family that it all started with, to look around the room and to see some familiar faces. I really want to acknowledge, Captain, the work that you and the Bureau have done. I can remember coming to the Bureau in Hungary at the World Championships, and the athletes were sitting at the back, and I was looking up, and I think there was one female sitting at the top of the table. So in 12 years, to see the change that you have all worked extremely hard in doing and achieving, bravo, well done, thank you. Thank you for that commitment to gender. Thank you to that commitment to the athletes. The athletes are happier. They are being given the acknowledgement that they deserve. And as a former athlete of this sport, it really makes me very proud. So thank you to you and the Bureau for your commitment to that. Please continue to push boundaries, to lead by example as a leading international federation, because it will make our sport stronger and it will make our sport survive for more and more generations to come. Watching the video at the beginning and getting to go and watch some of the finals last night, it only gave me a little bit of energy of wanting to be back in that pool. And then I remembered how hard you had to train to be in that pool, so then I quickly forgot. It was a nice bit of nostalgia, but then very quickly reminded of just how hard and how many hours it takes for those athletes to be competing at that level. It's great to be back. You will always have a friend in me. I'm proud to be coming from this family. Thank you for the commitment that you are giving to our sport and to our athletes. From the Olympic movement, we will be a strong partner of all of yours. We look forward to ensuring that the Olympic Games remains the greatest platform for our athletes to compete. And I'm really looking forward to a bright future with all of you. Thank you for having me here today. Good luck for the rest of the day and for the Bureau. Congratulations on a very successful Singapore. To Singapore and our Singapore member from the IOC and to the Singapore team, thank you for hosting these World Championships. Thank you for the incredible day that you shared with me yesterday. It's really special to be back. Siu Miang, thank you for your commitment to sport and to hosting all of us here. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
President, I'm not going to let you leave the stage quite yet. You're looking nervous. Sam is not the only person who's having a little surprise today, although I think yours might be a bigger surprise than Sam, because I'm not sure you've got any inkling at all. As I said, this is a very historic day for World Aquatics, so of course it has to be marked, and the President and the Bureau have decided to give you, in recognition of your election as the IOC President, the greatest award that can be bestowed on anybody by World Aquatics, and that is the Honorary Order. Now, we had to find someone to present it to you. Let me bring to the stage Australian swimming legend, 8 times Olympic medalist, Susie O'Neill. Susie, you go back a long way. In fact, before I speak to Susie, let me get you, President, to tell us a story, which is a lovely story about, you know what I'm going to talk about, shark skin suits in Sydney.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if this is a public story. So Sydney 2000 was my first Olympic Games, and I qualified for Sydney in Durban, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. But we got to Sydney, and the Speedo shark fin suits had just come out. Speedo was doing a great initiative and giving it to all the countries that could not afford the suit and could not get availability of the suit. And so I had the opportunity of receiving one of these suits. But then I had the complication of trying to put the suit on for the very first time. And I was in the locker room trying to figure out how a suit this size was going to fit my body. And struggling to try and put one foot in, I sort of fell over. And I don't even know if Susie remembers this. And she sort of caught me and like helped me back up. And I was just in awe. I'm like, oh my God, it's Susie O'Neill. And she was, I mean, you were a huge inspiration for me and for my career. And the fact that you were just so down to earth and so genuine, and you sort of helped me up, and you gave me a few tips on how to inch the way into the suit, and it was just incredible. And then to watch you, Madam Butterfly, in Sydney was awesome. So yeah, many incredible moments, but this is really special. Thank you.
Susie, tell me what it means for you to have this 16-year-old girl who you were helping with the suit to now be the president.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I was 27 at that time. So, and if I could remember myself back then, I'm really, really surprised and very thankful that I helped you, Kirsty, because like most swimmers, I suppose, we're pretty self-focused. And I joked with you that you must have completely fallen on top of me for me to try and help you. But that was my last Olympics, and that was your first of 5, and I've watched you through those. And then I also became an IOC member as an elected athlete in 2000. And to see you here now as a female president of the IOC from then, only 25 years ago, completely blows my mind. Congratulations so much. It's such a big change. You're talking about, more women on the bureau. Same with the IOC. I was maybe one of 6 females on the IOC back then in 2000, and also you're such a young age. And I'm so excited to see what you're going to bring to the Olympics. So congratulations.
But we have a problem, because you're getting an award, but Susie is not carrying the award. So we need someone else to bring the award to the stage. Let's see if we can work out who might come and surprise you. So talk about the influences. Oh, you can see them. There you go. This is going to be a very big surprise. This has been a surprise that's been kept for many weeks. Please welcome to the stage Kirsty's coach, Kim Bracken. 2 days ago, Kirsty was in Paris, and Kim was luckily still in the States, where she's flown 30 hours to be here. And Kirsty, the president, FaceTimed you, and luckily you were still where you were meant to be. Tell me about this woman to my right.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to tell. Such a strong, humble, committed woman. I've had the pleasure of coaching her since 2001 through 4 Olympic Games. And I've never seen someone who stated a goal and went after it as intensely and passionately as Kirsty. And I've coached other world champions and other Olympians, and she's just outstanding. And I know she's absolutely ready for this role, loves this organization. We went to a number of world champs together, some ups and some downs. But yeah, she's an incredible person. I'm so proud to call her one of my best friends now, and not just my favorite athlete I ever coached. But you guys are very lucky to have Kirsty in your family, and I'm super excited for her.
I think you should present her with her award alongside Susie. You presented it. Let's have some photographs, and Captain Hussein as well, if you would like to join us for the photographs. Thank you, all four of you, very much. No more surprises, President, I promise you. You can relax now. Yeah. There should be seats for Kim and Susie. You'll find there should be a seat for you. You can see who spares seats. So Mark Che, I'm going to introduce next. So this is going to be the chair of the organizing committee, but before I introduce Mark Chu, again, we have a short video.
Hey, Ma! Before water, she was just your typical girl next door who turned into a typical mother.
Hey! How rude! Before water, you were just Mars.
Wait, haven't finished yet.
Come, what do you want to say to my face? Say it right now. Let's go.
After water, she's a champion.
Water shapes our hearts.
Before I used to swim alone, and then I swim between 10 to 12 laps and I go home.
Before I was shy and I didn't really interact with people.
Now that the swim challenge is on, I invite more of my friends to come and we will have more fun.
Now I'm more open to people and I'm happy to make new friends.
Water shapes our spirit.
Before, I didn't know if I could come up with good design.
Before, I used to wonder how I could make an impact with my writing.
Now I get to share my creativity with everyone.
Now I understand what it takes to share my gift with the world. Water shapes our legacy.
Before, this was just a can. Now it's a symbol of victory.
Before, I was the one competing. Now, I get to inspire the next generation.
Water shapes our dreams.
Before, I was just a kid dreaming of representing Singapore. Now, I'm working to make my dreams come true with other young athletes.
Before water, we were just individuals.
And after water,
After water, we celebrate as one.
because water shapes us.
Well, good morning, President Hussein Al-Muslam, Executive Director Brent Nowicki, my fellow World Aquatics Bureau members, IOC President Kirsty Coventry, Honorary President Dr. Thomas Bach, IOC member in Singapore Mr. Ng Samyang, distinguished excellencies and dignitaries, colleagues from 206 national federations. On behalf of the World Aquatics Championships Singapore 2025 Organizing Committee, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to Singapore. Hosting the World Aquatics Championships is not just an opportunity for us. It is a moment of immense pride. We are deeply grateful to World Aquatics for placing your trust in Singapore to deliver this prestigious event. That trust is something we do not take lightly, and we are committed to making these championships a resounding success. This year is particularly meaningful for us. World Aquatics Championships coincides with Singapore's SG60 celebrations, marking 60 years of independence. As our nation, surrounded by water, shaped by water, and thriving because of water, this is a milestone that reminds us of how deeply water connects us all. It shapes not just our geography, but our identity, our resilience, and our shared humanity. And so it is with great pleasure that we welcome you to celebrate this journey with us. But this isn't just about Singapore hosting the World Championships. It's also the first time the World Aquatics Championships is held in Southeast Asia as well. And many national teams have traveled through this region and promoted the sport through this part of the world. Now I want to talk about the championships. Over the past few days, we've already witnessed something truly inspiring. Artistic swimming routines were breathtaking, the water polo matches were intense, and high dives were fearless. And the open water competition showcased the athletes' incredible endurance. And what's the best part? We're not done yet. We still have 5 more days of thrilling swimming and diving ahead of us. So if you haven't already lost your voice cheering, now's the time to do so. But what makes this journey even more remarkable in this timeline is the timeline. In less than 2 years, we've come together to make this happen. And let me say this, none of this would be possible without the close collaboration between World Aquatics, the organizing committee, Singapore's government agencies, our partners, and the many volunteers who have given their heart, their time, and their energy. Most importantly, this event would not be possible without the participation of all of you, the 206 national federations, and your incredible athletes, making this the most diverse World Aquatics Championships ever. One achievement we are particularly proud of the World Aquatics Championships is the World Aquatics Championships Arena, where swimming is currently being held. This venue was built in just 6 months. A remarkable showcase of Singapore's innovation and ability to deliver world-class facilities on time. It reflects our commitment to excellence and reinforces Singapore's position as a premier destination for international sports events. To all of you who have contributed, thank you. Your hard work and belief in this vision have made the impossible possible. As you spend your time here in Singapore, I hope you'll experience the warmth of our hospitality. We may be a small island, but we have big hearts, and we love to share it through our food, our culture, and our people. So while you're here, I encourage you to try our famous chili crab, laksa, and my personal favorite, chicken rice. And if you find yourself shopping a little too much in Orchard Road, don't worry, you're just doing your part in supporting our local economy. This championships is more than just a competition. It's a celebration of excellence, of unity, and the human spirit. It's a reminder that just as water shapes us, sports has the power to bring us together, to inspire us, to create a better future. We are truly united by water, bound by a shared passion that transcends borders, cultures, and differences, reminding us of the strength we find in coming together. So thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of this journey. Let's make the World Aquatics Championships 2025 one to remember, for Singapore, for the world, and for the future of World Aquatics. Thank you.
Mark, thank you very much. I can definitely vouch for the merits of the chili crab, although maybe the milder version rather than the hotter version. It is time now for the address from the World Aquatics President, Captain Hussein Al Musallam.
Dear President Coventry and President Bach, dear friends, it is 4 years since you gave me the honor of becoming your president. We were faced with many great challenges. Our work is not yet finished. There is still much to do. But today, I want to take this opportunity to look back at all the good work that we have done together. We have made a difference. We have changed lives for better. We have implemented reforms that have modernized our federation and will protect us for the future. When we spoke in Doha 4 years ago, after my election, I made an important promise. I told you that I would always put the athletes first. Words like these are easy to say, but they mean nothing unless they are supported by action. We have taken that action, and we can be proud that we continue to deliver on this promise. Here in Singapore, athletes have been voting for the member of their athletes committee. The chair has a seat on our bureau and in our executive. And right here today are athletes voting at this Congress with the National Federation. We are giving athletes a louder voice than they have ever had before. We have expanded the World Aquatics Scholarship Program from 87 athletes in 2021 to 111 athletes last year in 2024. Water polo has been included for the first time in the program. The scholarship program does much more than just support the athletes with their coaching. It is also provide them with an education. We are preparing the next generation with a skill that will guide them for the rest of their lives, regardless of their success in a sport competition. We have expanded the number of the training center from 4 to 6. We now have specialist facilities in Thailand, the United States, France, Canada, Australia, and Hungary. Later this year, we will open the 7th training center in Bahrain. Bahrain will host more than 50 swimmers and divers. And of course, education will be integral there as well. Alongside this, we have the Pools for All program. Last year, we opened the first pool in Bhutan. We always ask the World Aquatics staff to aim high, and in Bhutan, they aim extremely high at the Himalayas. We built the highest pool in the world. The next pool is in Maldives, and this will be opened before the end of this year. After that, we will bring working on a pool in Grenada and another 5 projects in Africa. We are also supporting the coaches. The number of certified coaches graduating from our courses has increased from 15 in 2021 to a remarkable number to 346 last year, 2024. And technical officials too. The number of certified technical officials has risen from 132 in 2021 to 873 in 2024. We now have certified technical officials based in 77 different countries around the world. Our national federation plays such an important role. You are the ones who identify the athletes, and you are the ones who nurture them to success. This is why the amount of the money given to you from the World Aquatic Support Program has risen by 25% in the last 4 years. And why it's now reached to a record of 193 national federations received this support. And because of all these wonderful programs, World Aquatics is pleased to lead all IF with 42% of the overall expenditure dedicated to the development project. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone of the National Federation in this room for your hard work and for your support. We will be nothing without you. Thank you, our National Federation. My friends, we can see that our plans are working. We have 206 countries with athletes competing here in Singapore. We have more female athletes than male athletes. 138 female competing here in Singapore more than the male. This progress because of the great work that's taking place at the development level. 4 years ago, we also committed to give athletes greater financial reward. An athlete's career can be a relatively short one, and the World Aquatics has a responsibility to help athletes to maximize their earnings. I am so proud that last year we gave a record amount of our athletes in prize money. It is a really impressive number. More than 12 million US dollar in prize money only in 2024. Sometimes we have had taking a difficult decision in order to support the athletes. 3 years ago in Budapest, we came together at a time when the fairness of the competition in the female category was under threat. We were the first international federation to address this issue. We developed a policy that protects the female category. We showed leadership by forming a clear framework that has now become a benchmark for other international federations to follow. I am delighted that today we can make a major announcement that once again will show the World Aquatics is leading the way. We speak a lot about what we can do to help our athletes during their careers. But what about support for them after they have retired from competing? Over the past 4 years, so many athletes have spoken about the challenges that they face at the end of their careers. There is a big change in their lives and also in their income. Our development team is already providing help and advice to the athletes who are making big decisions about the post-career plan, but we want to do more. We want to help them financially as well. Today, we are very pleased to announce that World Aquatics will become the first international federation to pay a compensation plan to the athletes at the end of their career. Initially, World Aquatic will invest 10 million US dollar in this program. It is an extremely bold initiative. It means that World Aquatics will be supporting athletes from the start of their career until beyond the end of their career. Brent is going to explain more about the detail later. And while I mentioned Brent, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Brent and the entire team at the World Aquatics for their relentless hard work and determination. Despite of the challenges created by COVID, we have delivered 9 major events in the past 4 years. We know how challenges that has been for our staff. They have never let their high standard drop. At every event, we aim to be even better than before. Here in Singapore, we are including new graphics in our broadcast coverage. The spectator experience is always improving. You will have seen over the recent year how aquatic sport presentation has been enhanced inside the venue. We have added a new life into the way the people watch aquatic sport. We have traveled to new cities, and in Los Angeles 2028, we will give the athletes new opportunities. We have succeeded in adding 50-meter breaststroke, butterfly, and backstroke to the Olympic swimming program. And there will be an additional 2-woman water polo team in Los Angeles, bringing the total number of women teams to 12, the same number as the men. There will be a 55 World Aquatics medal event in Los Angeles, which is the most ever for the sport at the Olympic Games. One of the best demonstrations for our success is the large number of the cities that are offering to host our event. I am delighted that I can make 2 announcements today for 2026. We will be returned to Beijing for 2026 Short Course Swimming World Championship. I know how much the athletes enjoy competing in China, and this will be another outstanding event. And we can announce that the build-up to the next year's Swimming World Championship will be a new destination. The 2026 Swimming World Cup will be a new name, Silk Road World Cup. We will be visiting Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. Commercially, we are in very good shape. Thank you to all our partners for the support to us. We are delighted that we have added 2 new global partners since the start of last year. Welcome to the World Aquatic family, Sony and 361. We have also added a number of global suppliers as well, and renewing broadcasting deal in a key international market. Everywhere I look at the World Aquatics, I see progress. But perhaps the great change has come in our digital and social media platform. In the past 4 years, we have tripled our online global fans base to more than 6 million followers. On Facebook, World Aquatics has been ranked the top international federation for 3 years in a row. We were also ranked the first at the Paris Olympic Games out of the International Federation for video viewers and engagement. We have launched a new channels, including on TikTok. At the time when everybody is chasing better engagement with the younger fans, we can proudly say more than 30 of our audience is under age 30 years. We have digitalized our full video and photo archive through the World Aquatics Media Pool. The platform now has more than 100,000 photos, and this has enabled athlete, coaches, and national federation to download contents free of charge. We have streamed hundreds of events live. This gives increased visibility to events that range from world championship to age group competition. We are better connected to our fans than ever before. My friends, we have achieved so much together over the past 4 years. When we started this reform process, we were still FINA. Now, we are World Aquatics. It is a new name and identity that has had overwhelming support from our athletes and our partners. It has modernized our brand. We are planning a new headquarters. From 2028, we will be based in Budapest with a brand new building that will have a world-class athlete training center right in the middle of this wonderful facility. We have set up an independent aquatic integrity unit that increases transparency and fairness throughout our organization. Whenever you look inside World Aquatics, you see change. It is a positive change that is benefiting the athletes in particular. There will always be more work to do. We must aim for more funding for our athletes, more opportunity, more prize money, even better competition. We need to work even harder to protect our sport from politics. It is so important that we all remember that sport is our vision, not politics. We need to stay always in the front of the fight against doping, continuing to work closely with our partner, ITA and WADA. My friends, it has only been 4 years that we have been on this journey together, and the results have already been extraordinary. Today, we should all think back 4 years ago. Remember where we started, and then look at where we are now. My friends, we have done this together. You, the National Federation, are the building block of the World Aquatics. This success is your success. We, the World Aquatics family, must be proud from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you very much, President. So you promised some more information on a couple of those topics from the Executive Director, Brent Nowicki. And now, Brent, this is your moment.
Dear Mr. President, thank you for providing me with this opportunity today to speak to the Congress and provide some additional information about the new initiatives that you highlighted in your report just moments ago. With this, dear members, athletes, members of the Bureau, special guests, members of the media, President Coventry, Honorary President Bach, it is my pleasure to address everyone today. Now, as you may recall, back in 2024, with the President and the support of the Bureau, we set down the Federation's strategic vision for the next 4 years, the next quad. It was a 4-year vision that we had put out to the public, and through this vision, World Aquatics reflected on all the great success that we had at the Paris Olympic Games while setting our vision and sights for the next 4 years to the LA Games. Now, at the heart of this plan was the development and promotion of aquatic sports with, as the President mentioned, athletes highlighted as the core focus of our decision-making. Now, the strategy put forward by the Bureau was designed to be innovative and adaptive, yet completely steadfast in upholding the mission and values of the organization. This vision emphasized top-tier training and educational opportunities to all athletes, as well as maintaining integrity and excellence across our business operations. So as we move forward, World Aquatics remains absolutely committed to fostering an environment that supports the athletes, their journeys and achievements, and also exceeds the expectations of the entirety of the aquatics community. But above all, we want to achieve this vision by applying the highest levels of governance in business practices in everything that we do at World Aquatics. Now, this said, there are 2 projects in particular that have come forward through this strategic vision, as announced by President Al-Musallam in his report, that warrant a little more further explanation, but very importantly, celebration. Now, the first concerns the creation of the World Aquatics Foundation, which has been carefully crafted to address key global challenges in aquatic sports and water safety. By focusing on the development of athletes and education on water safety, the foundation ensures that aquatic sports can thrive, while at the same time making a positive impact on communities and the environment. While we are all here in Singapore celebrating some of the world's very best athletes, we must be reminded that there are many athletes from developing nations that often lack the resources to train and compete at this very highest level. The World Aquatics Foundation aims to bridge that gap by providing critical support for athletes, ensuring that talent is nurtured and diversity in competition is celebrated throughout all competition. In this way, the foundation will provide direct financial scholarships for athletes to train at the world-class World Aquatics training facilities across the world, including our current training centers in Antibes, Bond University, Budapest, Sanapura, and, as the President announced later this year, in Bahrain. We must be also reminded that drowning remains one of the leading causes of preventable deaths globally, especially in low-income regions with limited access to swimming education. The Foundation's newly launched Discover Water program aims to tackle this crisis by teaching essential swimming skills in water safety to both children and their families. More information about how you can help the World Aquatics Foundation make a real impact will be sent to all of you later this year. Please join us in making this difference. Now, the second project is truly one of a kind. And I believe, Mr. President, as you mentioned, it may be that we're the first international federation to tackle this important issue, and I believe the first international federation to create such an innovative fund that will help athletes in their post-career life outside of the pool. So, Mr. President, at your direction and that of the Bureau, World Aquatics is pleased to present the World Aquatics Post-Career Compensation Fund. Now, the fund is a specifically designated, sustainable, and financially secure monetary fund that provides financial recognition to qualified retired athletes in their post-career lives. Now, at the outset, the overall aim will be to provide some financial security to those athletes who committed their careers to all of us in this room and committed their careers to World Aquatics events. And our goal now is to help these athletes as they transition away from professional competition. And there are 2 principal goals for this fund. The first is to promote, as we said, career transition and some level of retirement savings for these athletes. The second is to incentivize athletes to participate in World Aquatics events. Very simple. The more you participate, the greater contribution to an athlete's fund becomes. Now, the funding model will be maintained by a qualified financial banking institution with consideration into the fund provided through, first, an initial $10 million contribution from World Aquatics, from third-party contribution donors and sponsors, I should say generous donors and sponsors, of course, as well as returns from our investment portfolio and investment from the World Aquatics Foundation, which I just mentioned. Each sport will have a different level of qualification criteria, but in essence, once an athlete participates in approximately 75% of World Aquatics events over a 4-year period, the athlete will be deemed qualified into the fund, and World Aquatics will make an initial contribution of bonus money into the athlete's account based on their qualified earnings during that 4-year period, or as otherwise defined in the fund based on particular sport that that athlete participates in. Then, for each year that follows, World Aquatics will further contribute a certain percentage of that athlete's individual prize money into the athlete's account based on those athletes' earnings once qualified. And then, as mentioned, once they retire, 1 year post-retirement more specifically, the athlete will then be able to receive one lump sum payment of a bonus payment into their account to assist them as they transition or begin that transition into their post-aquatic life, professional life career. Now, the fund will begin immediately, and athletes who competed in this year's World Cup tours, as well as those athletes participating right here in Singapore, will begin collecting the necessary points towards qualification. Now, I imagine and I understand that maybe people are still wondering a little bit more about this exciting initiative, and for those wanting more information, we're here to address those questions through the Athletes Committee and throughout the championships through the World Aquatics staff. So, in close, please allow me to finish where I started. That is with a sincere thank you to the World Aquatics Bureau and to our members for their constant and consistent support of the World Aquatics staff and the tireless work they conduct. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not thank and acknowledge President Bach for your leadership and support of World Aquatics during your tenure as IOC President. President Coventry, of course, it goes without saying that the World Aquatics team is highly motivated by your election, and we look forward to the continued collaboration under your leadership with the IOC. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy your time and stay here in Singapore. Thank you.
Brent, thank you very much. So we're going to move in a moment to the voting, the formal part of the Congress, and I will in a moment hand the floor back to the President. Before I do that, though, I think this is a moment that the IOC President and the Honorary President are going to take their leave. So a very big thank you to both of you for coming today. I'm guessing Susie and Kim might like to follow for a catch-up as well. So we'll say goodbye to you, and thank you very much for coming today.
Yeah. Thank you. Brent, you take with Sam.
James, thank you very much. I think in the interest of keeping the program going as the President escorts President Coventry and Honorary President Bach out, I will take the liberty of the floor. And if you just allow me a minute to catch up. Next order of business will be a brief explanation of the voting aspect of the Congress. I believe everybody has received a voting device on their table. If you do not have a voting device, please raise your hand and one of the World Aquatics staff members will bring you one and assist. Now, I've been asked to explain the voting system. It's fairly easy. The device will be registered and triggered for each of the votes that will come forward on the screens behind me, in some cases in front of you. And next to the applicable names for that which you're voting on, you will simply key in the numbers associated with the vote that you wish to take. So for example, if it's a binary yes, no, or abstention vote, it would be 1, 2, or 3 based on yes, no, abstain, and then you hit the green button, okay. Now, I don't want to keep explaining something that's in front of you. I believe that there is a paperwork explanation that's been provided to you, but that in essence is how the device works. Very simple. You just key in a number in sequence based on what you're trying to vote, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 or 2, depending on the vote, and you will hit the green OK button, and it will register your vote, and then they'll calculate the vote electronically, which will be provided to you at the completion of the vote. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the test vote, to make sure that we all understand what I've just said. Here is the test vote. I guess this probably answer should yield a unanimous decision, but the question is it hot outside today? That is the test vote. So what I would ask is to everybody to take their device and key in what we think is an obvious answer, but maybe someone will test us. 1 being yes, 2 being no, 3 being abstain. You'll push it on your device and you will hit enter, and then once the vote is concluded, the technicians will then launch the results behind us. So please go ahead and proceed with the test vote. I do see some people still finessing their machines, so we'll give it a few more seconds before we yield the results of the vote. Okay, can we please have the... Oh, we're still going, okay. And the results of the vote are featured behind you or in front of you, 91.3% in favor of the question that it is indeed hot outside. But we know that 8.63% Captain said no, which means that they must be from Kuwait or enjoy the hot weather. So there are the results. The test vote works and there's no abstentions. So I believe you now know how the testing works.
Yes, agenda item 4, appointment of scrutineers. We propose to you that Mr. Abdoun, Mr. Raymond Hack, and Ms. Asma Hilal, 3 members from the World Aquatic Integrity Units. So the vote is open now. If you agree, press yes. If you don't agree, no. The vote is open. Everybody vote. Please, if you did not vote, please vote. Vote count now, please. The result, 98 yes and 1 no. Thank you. The next agenda item, the approval of the agenda. The agenda has been circulated to all the members. If you approve the agenda, please vote yes or no. The vote is open. Okay, the vote's closed. Okay, yes, 99%. The agenda has been approved. Thank you very much. Now the next agenda item, as you heard me during my speech, that Beijing City will host the World Short Course Championship. I would like to invite China Swimming, Mrs. Zhang, to come to the podium, and the video will be played. Mrs. Zhang.
Noah Ponte, world record. It's very tight. Chin gets it.
Let's see into the touch. World record.
Gretchen Walsh, you superstar. Another world record. Another world record. Another world record.
She does it again. Rewrites the record books. Marchand, he's gonna smash it.
好，尊敬的侯赛因主席、女士们、先生们，大家上午好。我是北京市体育局张华，很高兴参加此次世界泳联的代表大会。感谢世界泳联对中国和北京市游泳运动发展给予的大力支持。当前，北京正加快推进建设双奥国际赛事名城建设，举办世界顶级赛事是重要的措施之一。
Your distinguished President Captain Hossain, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Zhang Hua from Beijing Municipal Bureau of Sports. It is a great pleasure to join you here. We'd like to extend our sincere gratitude to World Aquatics for its steadfast support of China and Beijing's aquatic sports development. Currently, Beijing is accelerating its efforts to establish itself as a globally renowned city for international sporting events, with hosting world-class events being one of its key initiatives.
在此，我代表赛事组委会欢迎各国运动员、全世界的水上运动爱好者相聚北京。我们将全力以赴，让所有参赛人员有最佳的赛事体验，为世界奉献一场精彩的水上赛事盛宴，实现世界泳联目标，推动水上运动在全中国、全世界的普及和发展。谢谢。
Hereby, on behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our heartfelt welcome to athletes and aquatics enthusiasts worldwide to join us for the championships. We will spare no effort to provide all participants with an exceptional event experience and deliver a spectacular event to the world. This will further amplify the impact of the event and advance World Aquatics' mission to promote the widespread growth and development of aquatic sports across China and around the globe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang. And thank you for your hard work. Now, the update presentation for the World Aquatic Championship 2027 Budapest. I would like to invite Mr. David Santo. You have the floor, please.
Thank you very much. Dear Captain, dear Bureau members, Your Excellencies, fellow delegates, distinguished guests, dear friends, it is an honor to stand here in front of you and present you an upcoming event in Hungary again. Yeah, it seems like that I am a returning guest. Maybe I should ask for a discount next time, right? So you are coming to Budapest one more time to experience some magical moments in one of the world's most beautiful and sports-loving cities. Talking about magic, I'd like to begin with a quick magic trick. You know, just to spice things up, because we Hungarians like it the spicy way, which I guess anyone can confirm who has already tasted our famous cuisine, like the goulash with paprika, or the langos, or even the sweet chimney cake. But let's start before everyone gets too hungry, okay? So here I have a brand new deck of cards. I will shuffle them, and then I will ask you, Captain, to pick just one card. Pick one card, whichever you want to, and don't show it to anyone. Keep it close to yourself, okay? I'm coming. Thanks. So we'll get back to that a little later and see if you have truly magical hands. You know, magic is something that you can always expect from us Hungarians. That's why I really hope that each one of you will have the opportunity to make it in 27 and be our guest for a few miraculous days in Budapest. And now, just a kind reminder to all of you, this is what our capital can offer. Yes, it's time to feel the vibes of Budapest, and also time to know the when and the where. So let's dive into the details. We're planning to do something unique in 27. We will fully combine the Masters and the Elite World Championships. This means that one day you compete as Masters athlete, the following day you can cheer on the very best of the world. We want to make this a 3-week-long aquatic festival, a true celebration of our sport, with tens of thousands of aquatic-loving people showing up in Budapest at the same time. Trust me, the entire city will be involved in the championships, and our passion and creativity will be on full display between the 26th of June and the 18th of July. Okay, so we already know the when. Now let's see the where, but before we begin, please note that this is only a plan which has to be approved by the authorities and also the new Aqua Bureau. Ready? This is the plan, and welcome to the Games of Danube. The much beloved Duna Arena is planned to host diving and artistic swimming. The Margaret Island will serve as the main hub for masters. High diving will take place in downtown Budapest. Open water swimmers will compete in the Pacific Bay of the Danube River, the Lágymányosi öböl, we call it. Good luck pronouncing that. That's Lágymányosi öböl. No chance, I bet. While water polo and swimming will move to one of the largest indoor sports arenas of the world, the MVM Dome. This huge arena, located really close to the open water venue, is the new jewel of Budapest, and we are extremely proud of it. You can see the main data here, and I will show you why I say that we are proud of the MVM Dome. Thanks. So this is MVM Dome. Over the past 3 years, this venue has hosted numerous world-class acts, including music concerts of Katy Perry, Rod Stewart, Tom Jones, or most recently last week, Jennifer Lopez, and of course sporting events like Handball Champions League Final, ice hockey games, darts, motocross, and also the Harlem Globetrotters in basketball. This list will expand and will have a new name topping it in 2027, and that's the World Aquatics Championships. This will mark, as you may know, exactly the 10th anniversary of the first major sporting event held in Budapest, the 2017 FINA World Champs. Back then, we witnessed some memorable moments and venues, of course, like the high diving held right across the Parliament building, where thousands of tremendous pictures were shot. A year later, we organized the Junior Artistic Swimming World Championships in Duna Arena. Later on, Budapest has staged the Swimming World Cup 4 times. We have also organized 3 open water swimming World Cup events over in Lake Balaton. In 2018 and 19, respectively, Budapest hosted the men's and women's water polo World League final. We also welcomed the world's best junior swimmers at the World Junior Swimming Championships in 2019. Then came the unbelievable undertaking to stage the World Aquatics Championships in 2022, brought together in a crazy 4-month time. Following on, the Artistic Swimming World Cup Super Final was also held in Duna Arena last year. Most recently, in December, we organized the World Aquatic Swimming Championships, 25 meters, with no less than 30 world records and the iconic chain bridge built inside Duna Arena. And now, here we are after 10 years for one final act, the 2027 World Aquatics Championships, which we promise are going to be one to remember. You know, we have always loved aquatics, and there will always be a special place in our heart for the sport, and also for the aquatic family. So please listen to your heart and come to Budapest in 2027, where we will give you a heartfelt welcome for the 10th time. And now, Police Captain, would you reveal the card that you picked absolutely randomly? Okay, so you have magic hands, that means. Thank you very much. Please follow your heart, and let's meet for some memorable and magic moments in Budapest. Thank you.
Thank you, David, for the great presentation and the magic. Thank you. Now we move to the agenda item, is the approval of the amendment of the Constitution. The Constitution amendment, the proposal from the Bureau being circulated to all national federations and according to the Constitution. And I explained it during the different continental meeting in the past 2 days. So the Constitution being circulated to you, and any member would like to speak about any specific point before the vote, the floor is open. You are invited to discuss any point on the proposed amendment. The floor is open. Anybody would like to speak, raise the hand. Any point you would like to discuss or not clear, please raise your hand. If nobody would like to ask, that means everything is clear. So we'll go to the vote for the approval of the Constitution. The vote is open. Please vote for yes if you agree. Vote no if you disagree, and you have the option of abstain. The vote is open. The vote is counting. The result, yes, 98%, no, 2%. Thank you. The Constitution of the amendment to the Constitution is approved by the Congress. Thank you. The next agenda item, the report of the Treasurer, Mr. Dale Neuberger. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my pleasure and honor to present the 2024 World Aquatics Financial Report to you. I know it's been a long morning, but good news is always welcome. Earlier in the program, you received on screen the QR code, which allows you to access all of the financial documents, including the auditor's report, Treasurer's report, the Audit Committee report for your full review. And that's also been posted to the website for full transparency and accountability to our stakeholders and constituents across the board. I'd like to express my special appreciation to Forvis Marzers for his diligence and professionalism in the external audit function, particularly the excellent work performed by Michael Ackerman and Fiona Giotto, with the reliable support and assistance of our World Aquatics Finance Director, Anthony Lepage, and members of the World Aquatics accounting staff. Their rigorous work was conducted in accordance with Swiss law and Swiss standards on accounting, providing a transparent and comprehensive review of our financial results. Additionally, I'm grateful for the significant efforts of 3 World Aquatics committees for their helpful and insightful guidance throughout the year. The Audit Committee, composed of Chairman Deb Sarangi and members Fernando Turilli and Gustavo Mastriani. The Business and Investment Committee, including Paul Casey, Cameron Vanderberg, and Gilles Tang. And the Remuneration Committee, with the support of Bureau members Donald Ricari and Cheryl Gibson. 2024 was a remarkable year for World Aquatics, achieving the most successful financial results in its 116-year history. Revenue was $107 million US, and it really, by this record-setting amount, demonstrates the global popularity of our sport and reflects the excellent stewardship provided by President Hussein Al-Musallam, Executive Director Brent Nowicki, and my colleagues on the Bureau. World Aquatics generated an operating surplus of $38.79 million, and when combined with investment income of $8.29 million, and a tide utilization of a tide reserve of $4.08 million, the net result for 2024 was a surplus of $51.17 million US. This too is a record-setting milestone that enables World Aquatics to provide continued support to the 210 member federations and to athletes across the 6 aquatic sports. Our budget projected a surplus of $36 million, and through sound management and prudent expense reduction, the result is far more favorable than our original expectation. As an Olympic international federation, World Aquatics engages in quadrennial budgeting, recognizing that revenues fluctuate from year to year in the natural cycle of the event calendar. When viewed on a quadrennial basis, World Aquatics achieved a very favorable outcome. For the period 2021 to 2024, a net operating surplus of $58.39 million US, the highest in its history. It's important to note that there were 3 major events that were key drivers of 2024 revenue: the Olympic Games in Paris, the World Aquatics Championships in Doha, and the World Aquatics Swimming Championships 25 meters in Budapest. The operating surplus generated by these 3 events was $84.76 million through host partnership fees, broadcast rights, sponsorship income, and VIK revenues. World Aquatics gratefully recognizes the significant support received from the International Olympic Committee for the Paris Olympic Games, the Qatar Aquatics Federation for the World Aquatics Championships, and the Hungarian Aquatics Federation for the World Aquatics Swimming Championships 25 meters. Our partnerships are strong, and they're vibrant, and it's evidenced by championship hosts that return for future additional editions, as you've just seen with both Beijing and with Budapest. The balance sheet reflects current and non-current financial assets at year end of $241.51 million US, an increase from $191 million at year end 2023. Included are investments of $147 million US administered through 4 financial institutions, 2 in Switzerland, 1 in the United Kingdom, and 1 in Bahrain, that generated $7.81 million in financial gains in 2024. As you've heard from our president previously, World Aquatics administered a very expansive and effective development program in 2024. It's under the leadership of the president as chairman of the World Aquatics Development Committee that we've achieved these results that are evident, I think, for all of you in this room. We, in 2024, invested $28.71 million in the development program. $28 million in the development program. It represented almost 42% of our expense budget. We think it's one of the very highest within the Olympic family. And it demonstrates our ongoing dedication to strengthening the capabilities of both the continental organizations and national federations, and to providing substantial prize money to high-performing athletes, and to enabling athletes from developing countries to have world-class training opportunities. Key elements of the development program included $12.64 million in prize money across the 6 aquatic sports. We emphasized $12.64 million in prize money for our athletes in this past year. $4.51 million in national federation support, with 75% of those funds earmarked for athlete-centered programs, competition event travel, and training expenses for athletes. In all, 169 national federations generated 621 projects, serving nearly 400,000 athletes globally. Really an amazing number, an amazing result. We had $3.93 million to support construction of pools. You saw earlier in the president's report 2 that are underway right now and others that are in progress. But there's almost $4 million in investment in pools in developing countries where there are not competitive facilities available, is really making a difference and is a significant part of our development effort. We had $3.54 million in national federation support for air travel, accommodations, and meals for participating athletes and support personnel at our championship events. All of you know this by your attendance here. An important element of our support for you, make sure that not only this Congress has full representation of all of our membership, but also that athletes from throughout the world are able to participate, and we are truly a global world championship. And $2.20 million for our scholarship program for athletes from developing countries, be able to train in our training centers, both new and existing. And in all, 119 athletes from 70 countries derived significant benefit from this program over the past year. Additionally, World Aquatics utilizes a comprehensive and independent anti-doping service provided by the International Testing Agency. The expenditure is $3.74 million, but it reflects our unwavering commitment to clean sport and fair play. That's 2024. Let me give you a few comments about 2025 and onward. In September 2024, the Congress approved our budgets for 2025 and 2026, and we'll seek approval from the Congress in the fourth quarter of 2026 for our budgets for 2027 and 2028. It's recognized that the even year, in the middle of each four-year cycle, in this case 2026, will have lower revenue and is expected to have a small operating deficit. However, we remain committed to achieving an operating surplus for each quadrennium, including 2025 to 2028. While we're among a small group of Olympic international federations with assets exceeding $200 million, we recognize that there are no gold medals awarded for IFs for the highest level of reserve funds. Instead, our success will continue to be measured by the organizational excellence and sport leadership of the national federations that you represent, as well as the support provided to athletes at all levels of the performance spectrum. With the creation of the World Aquatics Foundation, as referenced by Executive Director Brent Nowicki, we anticipate securing charitable donations from individuals and institutions that will enable us to strengthen our commitment to the various elements of the development program, while also continuing vital efforts related to drowning prevention and clean water initiatives. Through the foundation, we aim to expand our relationships with organizations worldwide that share our passion for the benefits of learning to swim as a lifetime skill. There are many reasons, as we look forward to the Olympic Games in Los Angeles in 2028, for us to be optimistic. We're fortunate to have our events be conducted in 2028 in prestigious venues, and we anticipate enhanced marketing and broadcast arrangements as a result. We'll have new championship partners, we believe, and also greater efficiency in the delivery of programs and events in years to come. Most importantly, with all the successes that have been generated, in particular in this last year, in particular over the 4 years, the tenure of our president, we still believe there is enormous untapped potential. We can do more for our sport and for World Aquatics. We'll continue to strive to unlock that potential. We're going to modernize and reposition and make sure that our organization not only adopts best practices, but next practices. What is next, and puts us at the top of the class and continuing to forge new directions that really distinguish ourselves within the Olympic family. But all of this is really as a result of us continuing to be inspired by the extraordinary efforts of our athletes who have been on display here in Singapore over these past weeks and will continue over the next several days. Mr. President, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. Is there any question, please? Is there any question concerning the financial and the budget? No question? You approve the financial report and the audit statement report? Approved? Any objection? No objection? Thank you very much, Mr. Dale. I would like now to invite Mr. Sarangi, the chair of the Audit and Compliance Committee. Please, Mr. Sarangi, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to present the Audit Committee report for the year ended 31st December 2024. In accordance with the World Aquatics Constitution and bylaws, the World Aquatics Audit Committee is mandated inter alia to oversee the implementation by the Treasurer and World Aquatics Office of efficient financial controls and review the World Aquatics financial statements and the external auditor's report. B, to assist the Bureau and the Treasurer in monitoring World Aquatics financial and compliance matters. C, to ensure that an efficient control system is in place to monitor expenditures of World Aquatics including funds granted to third parties for development projects. D, to liaise with the external auditors of World Aquatics. E, to conduct risk management. F, to review the quality of internal control system. And lastly, to advise the Bureau in relation with the selection, appointment, reappointment, or termination of the term of office of the external auditors in particular. The Audit Committee is responsible for providing a recommendation to the Bureau for the appointment approved by Congress of external auditors. We, as the Audit Committee, confirm that we fulfill the criteria as defined under the World Aquatics Bylaws 5.3. The committee met on the following dates in 2024 and 2025 prior to approval of the financial statements. The committee had virtual meetings on 27th of May and 11th of December 2024 and in-person meetings on 14th February 2024 and 3rd and 4th June 2025. 3 meetings took place in the presence of the statutory auditor. The committee reviewed the annual financial statements prepared by the World Aquatics Finance Department under the supervision of the World Aquatics Treasurer and to be approved by the Bureau. The financial statements are prepared in compliance with the Swiss GAAP accounting principles, the Swiss law, and the World Aquatics Constitution. The financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2024 have been audited by the independent auditor Mazars, which is responsible for expressing an opinion on the financial statements based on their audit. They recommend the approval of the financial statements for the year ended 2024. As per Swiss law, the independent auditor is also responsible to assess an opinion on the existence of the Federation's internal control system for the preparation of the financial information, but not to express an opinion on the effectiveness of the entity's internal control system. The Audit Committee continues to place the highest importance on World Aquatics' internal control system and monitor all reports related to internal controls. The committee has followed up on internal controls recommendations and continues to monitor and recommend improvements to internal control system in all material areas as recommended by the auditors to achieve World Aquatics objectives for the coming years and also to be of the first-rated international federation. The Audit Committee has studied and considered the 2024 financial statements, that means the balance sheet, profit and loss account, cash flow statement, and notes to the account. In conjunction with the reviews and discussions referred to above, the Audit Committee recommends to the Congress the approval of the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024. Mr. President, that is the report by the Audit Committee. I would like to add, since the statutory auditors, Mazars, couldn't make it to the Congress, if I am authorized to speak on their behalf, they have conducted meetings with the Audit Committee, as I mentioned in my report earlier, under the Swiss law, and also they recommend the financial statements to be approved by the Congress. That's all from me, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Sarangi. So I would like now to go to any question first for Mr. Sarangi. No question? Then I will go now to agenda item number 18, approval of the 2023-2024 financial statement and release of the responsibility and liability of the President, other Bureau member, and the Executive Director. You need to vote. You have option yes or two, no or abstain. The vote is open now. The result, yes, 99.4, no, 0.6%. Thank you very much. Thank you. We go to agenda item number 19, update on the activities of the Aquatic Integrity Unit. Please, Mr. Ken Lalo, you have the floor. Mr. Ken? Okay, thank you.
Dear President, Bureau members, Executive Director, distinguished Congress delegates, it's a pleasure to address you very shortly today. The Aquatics Integrity Unit goal is to ensure that aquatics does not only excel in performance, but is also world-class in integrity. Since its creation, only in 2023, the Aquatics Integrity Unit has stood for the values that hold the aquatic sport together: fairness, respect, and accountability. Over the past year, we addressed 62 cases across a range of integrity areas. You have them on the screen. Those were various issues involving conflict of interest, misuse of funds, safeguarding, doping, and more. They concerned various aquatic stakeholders, from athletes and coaches to presidents of national federations and other administrators. Of the 62 cases, 15 resulted in an array of sanctions, including suspensions of up to 10 years in the most severe cases and fines of up to $25,000 US. In keeping with the principle of transparency, all those sanctions have been made publicly available on the website. In 2024, the Bureau established an anti-doping audit review committee to evaluate and strengthen the current anti-doping program. The committee issued 10 recommendations, and I'm very happy to say that all 10 recommendations have been implemented by World Aquatics. Just to give you an example, now all cases in regard to appeal decisions of national anti-doping organizations are delegated to the International Testing Agency to assure complete independence. As in another example, and we evidenced it also here in Singapore, we have a process that all cases are either resolved ahead of competition or that the athletes are provisionally suspended. So in World Aquatics competition, there are no one under suspicion that can compete. There is also improved transparency, and you can see all provisional suspensions appearing immediately on the website, LinkedIn, and other platforms, as well as quarterly and annual statistics ahead of major events about the number of athletes being tested and complete information to enable everyone to view things and monitor online. On the testing side, World Aquatics tests many athletes on an annual basis. The numbers for 2024 were 5,500 anti-doping tests conducted on over 1,500 athletes. I would like to thank World Aquatics for spending a very high amount of money annually to allow those tests to be conducted. Almost $4 million annually are spent on testing. If we compare, and you have the 2023 statistics on the screen, this means that World Aquatics tests out of competition even more athletes than FIFA. This shows the great commitment to fight anti-doping by this international federation. We're trying to focus on prevention, which means that we need to focus on education. And a lot of efforts have been made on this front. We are running programs both in Doha and in Singapore. We had a major event which had very high attendance. And this is a major part to ensure that there is not only penalty at the end after someone is found guilty, but also that we give all the tools to allow athletes, coaches, and national federations to try to take the necessary measures to avoid wrongdoing. Safeguarding is a major issue. We have done some work over the last year on safeguarding, and it remains and will remain to be a significant item being worked by the Integrity Unit. Since the Integrity Unit was created in 2023, we have investigated 17 safeguarding cases. 4 resulted in sanctions. We also assisted World Aquatics in implementing the safeguarding policy for the training centers, making sure that each such center has a dedicated safeguarding officer and that all staff are fully trained to ensure that the athletes are protected. We have strengthened the work around the prevention of manipulation of competition. We continue to expand our partnership with Sports Radar to ensure that all key events, including water polo tournaments, are monitored to detect suspicious betting patterns. On another front, we reviewed over 300 applications from athletes and support personnel seeking neutral status, eligibility, and more are currently under review. Each applicant through an independent screening process to ensure compliance with established neutral status eligibility criteria. When we talk about integrity, we often talk about rules and systems. But at its core, integrity is about trust. This is about the culture that we create, not only us at the Integrity Unit, but all the delegates in this room. We're trying to support systems and standards. We're trying to be transparent. We still have a way to go, and we are committed to improve. Finally, I would like to thank all volunteers at the various bodies making up the Integrity Unit for their dedication and hard work. I'd like to thank Mr. Justin Lessar and his small team at the Integrity Unit for their professional and very hard work. And most of all, I would like to thank World Aquatics for understanding the importance of integrity and supporting the work of the Integrity Unit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kent Lalo, for your hard work and for the other members in the Integrity Unit. Thank you very much. Next, agenda item number 20, update on the activity of the Athletes Committee. I would like to invite Ms. Jamila. You have the floor.
Dear President, dear members of the World Aquatics Bureau, dear members of the World Aquatics family, and most importantly, dear athletes. I speak to you today on behalf of our chair, Alia Atkinson, who unfortunately was not able to join us. Over the past 4 years, World Aquatics Athletes Committee has taken bold and meaningful steps to elevate the athletes' experience across all disciplines. We have worked with clarity and conviction to ensure that athletes' voices are not only heard, but are actively shaping the future of our sport. The year 2022 marked a pivotal turning point. With the new Athletes Committee election in Budapest, we began a fresh chapter of engagement and empowerment. I would like to use this opportunity to express our deepest thanks to our chair, Alia Atkinson, for her dedication and commitment over the previous years. I would also extend my heartfelt appreciation to all members of the World Aquatics Athletes Committee for their passion, commitment, and relentless drive. Working alongside this group has been both an honor and a pleasure. Since the beginning of our mandate, we have worked to amplify the athlete's voice through our presence at major events, through collaborations with the sports technical committees, and through close collaboration with the development and athletes service departments of World Aquatics. This progress has been made possible thanks to the support and belief of World Aquatics President Hussein Al-Musallam, who has placed the athlete's voice at the core of our sports. To share with you some key milestones, in Melbourne 2022, during the World Aquatic Swimming Championships, we introduced interactive workshops, initiatives led by athlete ambassadors, and some of your favorite dedicated athlete lounges. For the first time, athlete committee members were embedded within event operations, bringing real-time athlete feedback to the forefront. That same year, we launched the Athlete Internship Program, welcoming our first 2 athlete interns in World Aquatic offices in Lausanne, and offering a new chapter pathway beyond competition. In 2023, our efforts gained momentum. From Fukuoka to Budapest and across swimming World Cups, we continued creating environments where athletes could recharge, connect, and grow. Our athlete committee representatives traveled the globe from Netanya to Berlin, collecting insights and building stronger ties with the athletes committee. A career transition workshop in Netanya at the World Junior Championships was also delivered, empowering young swimmers to prepare for life beyond sport. Then came 2024, a landmark year. In Doha, we held our first ever Athletes Forum, a multidisciplinary gathering that placed a much-needed spotlight on mental health. With workshops for athletes and coaches on the same topic taking place, in Budapest, we began critical conversations around women's health. We expanded the athletes' experience to the Diving World Cup, welcomed a new 8-month intern, and launched a key initiative, the Athletes Committee Toolkit, with a webinar aimed at helping athletes and member federations establish strong and effective athlete committees. Now, in 2025, we continue rising the bar higher. Athlete services have expanded to the Open Water World Cup, have introduced online workshops on the topic of women's health to reach more athletes worldwide. We are also making strong progress towards the launch of the Aqua Athletes Academy, set to open by year's end. At our championships in Singapore, we're setting a new standard where athletes' well-being, innovation, and sustainability come together. And later this year in Switzerland, we will host our first From Podiums to Possibilities Athletes Career Summit, preparing athletes for the next chapter of their journey. Beyond competition, our committee has also been instrumental in shaping policy, from improving athlete flow and judging systems to advancing sustainability, inclusion, and overall athletes' welfare. Our impact has been wide-reaching and meaningful. These efforts send a clear, unified message. Athletes are and will always be at the heart of World Aquatics. We remain committed to our mission to listen, to learn, and to lead, with the athlete's voice guiding everything we do. When athletes thrive, our entire sport flourishes. This first mandate was only the beginning, and we're excited for what lies ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jamila. Thank you very much for your hard work and the committee chaired by Ms. Aliyah. Now we move to the agenda item number 21, presentation and pool for all project. And we give you the presentation about the existing finished pool in Bhutan. Please, Bhutan National Federation.
This pool can bring safety and development.
This definitely will inspire swimming in Bhutan.
It is a great moment for the World Aquatics that this swimming pool opened. This swimming pool will give opportunity to the young generation and the children of Bhutan the possibility to learn to swim.
It's day one of the future of Bhutan swimming.
It's a great place for our children to learn a new skill and for parents to watch the children grow in an environment safe.
Also their way of life itself.
And it helps their mental and physicals, and it also helps to know about the swimmings in a daily life.
Kid can develop healthy habits, confidence and discipline. A lot of screen time has been reduced, and learning to take responsibility in the simple things like packing his own things and coming on time for his training sessions.
Swimming helped me in staying fit and focus on my studies.
My interest for swimming began when I got in a pool for the first time. I didn't know how to swim at the time, so I couldn't go to the deep end, and I was just hanging onto the walls. After this pool opened, I asked my mom to go to coaching. I learned to swim.
My teacher told me there was coaching here, so I started doing it from the age of 7. I kept going, and then now I'm here.
I'm really grateful for World Aquatics for providing us 25-meter pool. Since we have a proper pool, I get to train at home. The environment's really nice, the coaches, and the facility is great. I even participated in World Aquatics World Championship in Budapest.
When we were kids, I think the best place to swim was the riverside. Without any proper guidance, it becomes extremely difficult and life-threatening at times. Now with this facility coming up and with proper coach and mentor, our kids are well taken care of. And I see a lot of interest among other parents, among my peers and my colleagues, showing a lot of interest in swimming, and they wanted to enroll their kids for the training sessions.
Please, Mr. Sonam, you have the floor.
Good morning. Honorable President of World Aquatics, distinguished Bureau members, dear friends and colleagues. Today, I am deeply honored to share with all of you our story, the story of aquatics in Bhutan. My name is Sonam, and in order to share where we stand today and where we want to go, I have to tell you a bit about where we are from. Bhutan is a small Buddhist kingdom, nestled deep in the eastern Himalayas, landlocked between China and India. Often dubbed as the last Shangri-La, we are known for our national philosophy of national happiness, which prioritizes the happiness and welfare of its people over gross national product. We are also known for our sustainable tourism policy, where we believe in high-value, low-volume tourism. And I can proudly add, we are the world's only carbon-negative country. With our total forest cover way above our constitutionally mandated limit of 60%. Bhutan is a land of stunning landscapes, of high mountains, of monasteries and fortresses, of valleys that whisper ancient stories, of clear lakes and clean flowing rivers that reflect the sky, and where people welcome you with open hearts. However, unfortunately, what we are definitely not known for or famous for yet is a swimming champion. This is something that we are doing and will try our best to change, hopefully, surely but slowly. The Bhutan Aquatics Federation was established in 2017, and in that same year, we joined the World Aquatics family as its 208th member. Immediately after that, we initiated a talent identification program, which was quite challenging, as we did not yet have any competition-sized pools in Bhutan, the largest being a 10-meter pool. We then selected two young boys, Kinle and Sange, aged 14 and 15 at that time, and with the support of World Aquatics and Olympic Solidarity, we sent them to Thanyapura Training Center in Phuket, Thailand. After a few months there, during a feedback conversation with the coach, he referred to our boys as jellyfishes. I thought he was paying them a compliment initially. I mean, a reference to our young boys as a sea creature. But later I realized, and I think he did subtly mention it, a jellyfish only moves vertically, not horizontally. Nonetheless, our two boys have now become men and have proudly represented Bhutan at the Tokyo 2020 and Paris 24 Olympics, and at the Hangzhou Asian Games and numerous World Aquatic World Championships. At the same time, during that period, we approached World Aquatics, the Olympic Council of Asia, the Royal Government of Bhutan, and other international partners for their support to build a standard competition pool in Bhutan. In May 2024, we had the honor of welcoming our Honorable President and his team to inaugurate a 20 by 25 meter training and competition pool for the first time ever in Bhutan. Today, Bhutan Aquatics now has a team of 3 coaches and a development team of 5 girls and 10 boys. The pool is more than just a pool for us. It is a symbol of national aspiration and dreams. And one day, we hope that it will lead us to glory and honor. Since 2019, starting from the Gwangju World Championships, we have always had our 2 Bhutanese boys representing us, and we are proud to say that the 2 boys are here in Singapore participating in the 2025 World Swimming Championships. Their achievements serve as an inspiration for all aspiring swimmers in Bhutan and will help elevate aquatic sport in Bhutan. Sange was the proud flag bearer for Team Bhutan at the Paris 2024 opening ceremony. Since the inauguration of the pool, we have initiated structured coaching programs and grassroots engagement programs, which have, we are proud to say, impacted over 15,000 children and youth. We have seen an impressive 20% plus growth in youth enrollment nationwide. But the overall focus is not just on athletic performance or as a fun activity for children, but on cultivating essential life skills like water safety, and as a powerful tool for enhancing their overall development by helping us build their strength, improve coordination, boost cognitive skills, and develop confidence in a nurturing environment. This, we hope, will lay the foundation for a lifetime of fitness and water safety. We are now focusing on a strategy to develop local capacity by training local coaches so that we can build a foundation of self-reliance. We have 2 coaches right now, as mentioned earlier, in our team who are being mentored by an international coach from India. Furthermore, we have also conducted a series of coaching programs to enhance our pool of potential future coaches. We have also undertaken several initiatives to generate revenue streams for our federation. And as of now, we are proud to say that we are able to meet most running costs associated with the pool from the revenues earned, and we do have a safe surplus. We have also made a commitment to make aquatics accessible to everyone, because at the end of the day, sports is not just about winning medals, but about the lives we touch, the hearts we win, and bringing people together, irrespective of age, gender, and ability. This is a young boy, Pritham Gurung, a class 5 student from one of our far-flung districts, who is currently in Thimphu, training to become a paraswimmer. We also have a deliberate focus on gender equity, and this has led to a significant rise in female athletes participating in all of our programs. Moving forward, we hope that we will be able to position and promote ourselves as a center for excellence for high altitude training. Currently, we have a team from India, a 23-member team, who are training in Bhutan in preparation for the upcoming Asian Championships to be held in India in October later this year. Such partnerships not only generate revenue for our federation, but also give our athletes and coaches the opportunity to train with, observe, and learn from other elite athletes. We will continue to work on expanding our talent selection pool through our various programs and develop a clear athlete pathway for the development of elite athletes in Bhutan and for the capacity development of coaches and officials. In conclusion, I would like to humbly submit that this journey started for us as a dream to showcase my country to the world and perhaps one day inspire a swimming champion in my country. However, today we are doing our best, and aquatics in Bhutan is now a celebration of our youth, a celebration of our country, and a celebration of the power of sports to bring us all together. So thank you, World Aquatics. Thank you, Olympic Solidarity. Thank you, Olympic Council of Asia. Thank you for all the generosity and support that we have received. And thank you for being a part of this wonderful journey. Thank you for making this dream real for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sonam. Now we move to agenda item number 22, is the election of the Bureau member, Continental Representative, and the Vice President. I kindly ask my colleagues from the Bureau member to take their seat on my left before the election. And I would like to thank you very much for your support during the past 4 years, which led to a fantastic result in 2025. Yes, you can sit here and here. I ask the scrutineers and the integrity unit to come, please, to conduct the election. So the scrutineers, Mr. Abdoun, Mr. Raymond Hack, and Justin, stay there to monitor the vote. I have the chair of the Election Commission. He is the vice chair of the Integrity Unit to run the election. Please, Mr. Lalo, you have the floor.
Dear delegates, we will go ahead with the elections. The Integrity Unit checked that the procedures are in line with the election rules, in line with the Constitution, and we have also vetted all nominees who are going to be elected, and those were approved by the Integrity Unit and the Elections Committee. So the first vote that you would be asked to take is to elect the Bureau members, continental representatives. This is election of both the continental representatives and vice presidents, all in one vote. All those were nominated by the continental organizations for these positions. So the specific question being asked on which you are voting is, do you agree to elect the following individuals as continental representatives and vice presidents on the World Aquatics Bureau? If you're in favor, vote 1, that's yes. If you're against, vote 2, that's no. And 3 is abstain. And I would ask to start the voting.
Please vote.
The vote is now closed. We have a clear majority of almost 98% voting yes, and you can see the exact vote on the screen. We can go to the next vote.
Okay, Mike.
So I would just have a small question before we go on voting. Is it possible to see the numbers of yes and no instead of see the percentage results? Because we don't know how many are voting.
The scrutineers are there to check the numbers and calculate the percentages.
I would have to defer to the scrutineers. They're the ones tabulating the votes. And they're nodding their head saying yes. What I would suggest, unless the scrutineers decide otherwise, is that we proceed with the current system of voting that we've done since the beginning of the Congress. And if there's a specific question or view that should be taken on the actual tabulation of the numbers of votes, you can speak with the scrutineers of the office after, and we'll provide that information for you. But because we've counted the votes this way from the outset, I believe it's proper that we continue the way forward, and then again after the Congress you can have those numbers provided to you.
Okay. With that, we will now continue to vote for the members of the world at large. We will do this by a number of separate votes per continents. I just want to highlight to all of you that some of the candidates have 2 stars next to the names. Those indicate the candidates that are supported by the continental organizations and also proposed by World Aquatics Bureau, which is a specific section in the election rules that allows to go through such a process. Since there are no issues of the number of there is a requirement to have a certain gender balance between men and female, male and female, but there are no such issues. All those there is no ability statistically to vote for more than the allowed number, and therefore this will not be highlighted anymore when we go to the votes. We will go with the next slide. Here we have, for both Asia and Europe, the same number of candidates as the possible number of members being voted for, and therefore it's only a yes, no, or abstention question. There is no selection between candidates. I would ask all delegates to vote on whether you agree to elect the following individuals as Bureau members, world at large. On the left side, you see the names for Asia. On the right side, the names from Europe. If you vote in favor, press 1, against 2, and abstain is number 3, and the vote is open. Please vote. The vote is now closed. Again, it's a clear yes. We can move to the next vote. World at large, Africa. Here you see that there are 3 names on which you see the star sign, indicating that candidates Those are the candidates supported by the Continental Organization and proposed by the Bureau. You would need to vote for the 3 candidates that you would like to elect. So please do not vote more than 3. And the vote is open. The vote is closed. You see the 3 names in green received the highest votes and have been elected. We move to the next vote, World at Large America. Out of the 5 names appearing on the screen, you're asked to vote for 4 candidates that you would like to elect as Bureau member World at Large from America. So please vote for the 4 candidates, no more than 4 names, and the vote is open. The vote is now closed. 4 names in green are the ones that were elected. Thank you. We can move to the next continent.
Okay, the next continent is Oceania. As you're all aware, the candidates being voted by Oceania last year, my dear friend whom we lost him, Mr. Romani from Cook Island. And now all the world here, from the 5 continents, must vote between the 2 gentlemen. And you choose only one. Mr. John West from New Zealand or Mr. Ryan Penny from Papua New Guinea. Africa, America, Asia, Oceania, and Europe must vote and choose one candidate. I handle now the floor to the chair.
Okay. So the vote is now open, and you have to vote for one of the 2 names. The vote is now closed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lalo. We go to the election of the first and second vice president. As I'm the president of the World Aquatics, I have consulted the 5, according to the Constitution, with my colleagues, the 5 vice president. And as tradition, we move by seniority. And Mr. Matthew Dunn from Australia, President of Oceania, and Mr. Antonio De Silva. So the proposal from the Vice President is Mr. Matthew Dunn. From Australia, the President of Oceania will be the first Vice President, and Dr. Antonio De Silva will be the second Vice President. Do you agree? Any objection? If there is, Mr. Antonio and Mr. Matthew, you accept? Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Matthew, and congratulations, Sir Antonio, and congratulations to all my bureau who served in the past 4 years, and also congratulations for the new bureau member. As I said in my speech today, and in 2021. I want the World Aquatics family around the world united. I want to work as one team. And look, now, we are a team. We are friends, we are one family, without any discrimination. And we should continue for the next 4 years, because our work will make us reach to our goal, and our goal to serve our athletes. And this is what we achieved. I need everybody of you here in this hall to support me and to support the new Bureau. We have done a lot during the past 4 years. We changed a lot in even our rules in swimming, artistic swimming, and water polo, diving, and others. And we need to continue together for our future. We have another big major event is coming soon before LA. And we should show the world in LA Olympic Games 2028, we are the World Aquatics, and we are proud about what we achieve, and we are the biggest international federation in the Olympic program. And this goes to you. Congratulations to all of you. Now, we go to the miscellaneous. I would like to thank again Singapore, and especially the volunteers. The volunteers who help all of you and help us from the arrival to Singapore airport to make our life easy and to dedicate their time to make this World Championship very successful one. I believe you all see them at the swimming pool, at the hotel, at the airport, with a smile, with a positive attitude. And this is, on behalf of all of you, I would like to congratulate and thanks the volunteers who work in Singapore World Aquatic Championship 2025. And I also would like to thank the members from the Bureau and the technical committees whom their mandate is finished. All the members who was working in the different technical committees, they did a great job. And without their help and support, we will not be reaching this standard today. And also, I would like to thank again my friends who is leaving the Bureau today. And we are looking forward for a bright future. And let's work together, let's communicate better, and move forward for the World Aquatic Sport. Thank you very much, and the Congress declared closed.
One technical point. One technical point. Mr. President, if I just may, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please leave your voting device and your translation headsets on your tables when you leave. And those who need transportation, we would kindly ask that you swiftly move back to the entrance and take your transportation back, as those transportation vehicles are needed for competition this evening. So please, if you will, move quickly to the exit and take your transportation. Thank you very much.
I would like to ask the elected Bureau member to stay here for 10 minutes. The elected Bureau member.